quiet and seemed to enjoy humiliating her. But the wealthy Okonkwo had no idea that the poor maid they laughed at was about to become their only hope. Inside the sprawling, opulent mansion of the Okonkwo household, a storm was gathering, and the only person who saw it coming was the one they never even bothered to look at. Nenna was practically a ghost in the grand Okonkwo residence. Every day she drifted through marble-floored halls, a silent witness to a life of luxury she could only dream of. Her presence was noticed only in the shine she left on the silverware and the perfect state of rooms she wasn't truly welcome in. The family she served, the powerful Okonkwo, saw her as little more than furniture. Madam Chika Okonkwo, a woman whose diamonds sparkled with the same coldness as her heart, was her main tormentor. She found fault in everything, a misplaced pillow, a speck of dust, and her corrections were loud, public, and meant to humiliate. Her children, Adaora and Chinedu, had inherited her cruelty. Adaora, a glamorous socialite, would accidentally spill expensive wine on Nenna's plain uniform, then laugh with her friends. Chinedu once accused her of stealing his wallet, only to find it hours later in his car, not even bothering to apologize. Through it all, Nenna stayed silent. But behind those calm eyes was a mind that missed nothing. She saw the tremor in Chief Okonkwo's hands when he read the newspaper, the fake smiles from Madam Chika, and the secret whispered phone calls Adaora made late at night. The head of the family, Chief Emeka Okonkwo, was a man consumed by his business empire. He was rarely home, and when he was, he barely noticed the people around him. One evening, while clearing his study, Nenna overheard him on the phone. His usually calm voice was trembling. She caught fragments. "The deal is collapsing. Chief Eze is setting us up. If this leaks, we'll lose everything." Before hanging up, Chief Emeka hid a thick document in a small locked compartment inside his desk. That click of the lock marked the beginning of the end. Nenna's quiet nature became her greatest weapon. She was invisible, and invisible people see everything. She noticed a new face in the mansion, Uncle Kalu, Madam Chika's older brother. On the surface, he was charming and generous, but Nenna saw the greed in his eyes whenever he looked at the Okonkwo's wealth. One afternoon, pretending to dust a bookshelf, she saw him slip into Chief Emeka's study. Through a crack in the door, she watched as he took photos of the family's business ledgers with his phone. That was when Nenna realized this wasn't just greed, it was a setup. When Chief and Madam Okonkwo traveled for a weekend getaway, Nenna finally made her move. Late that night, she picked the lock on the secret compartment. Inside was the partnership agreement, the one with Chief Eze, but hidden inside was an extra page, a default clause. If the investment lost 30% in value, all of the Okonkwo's assets would automatically transfer to a holding company. The owner of that company, Kalu Okonkwo. Her blood ran cold. Uncle Kalu was plotting with Chief Eze to bankrupt his own family, and Madam Chika, the same woman who humiliated Nenna daily, might have no idea. A week later, the family hosted a grand engagement party for Adaora. The city's elite attended, and the guest of honor was none other than Chief Ease, the man behind the scam. As the music played and champagne flowed, Nenna watched Kalu closely. She saw him approach a tipsy Chief Emeka, a paper in hand. "Just one last signature, brother," Kalu said smoothly. "It's only a formality." The moment had come. Carrying a tray of champagne, Nenna walked toward them and tripped. Glasses shattered, champagne splashed across the table, and the document, ink bleeding into the page. The crowd gasped. Adaora screamed. Madam Chika's face twisted with rage. "You clumsy fool! You're fired!" But Chief Emeka paused. Something about Nenna's expression, calm, defiant, almost pleading, made him stop. And then she whispered, "Sir, please, check the other document. The one about the holding company." Those words pierced through the noise. Chief Emeka rushed to his study, Nenna following close behind. She handed him the real document, the one she'd hidden to protect him. His eyes widened as he read the addendum. The truth hit like thunder. He stormed back to the party and held the paper high. "You plan to steal my family's legacy." All eyes turned to Kalu and Chief Eze. In seconds, their calm facade crumbled. Chief Eze tried to escape, but security blocked the doors. The scandal exploded. By the next morning, both men were in police custody. Days later, Nenna was summoned to the living room. The entire Okonkwo family stood waiting, humbled, remorseful. Chief Emeka held out a blank check. "Name any amount. You saved our family. It's the least we can do." Nenna shook her head. "I don't want money, sir. I want an education." She explained how her father, a good man, had lost everything to a corrupt businessman like Chief Ease. Her dream was to study law, to protect people who couldn't protect themselves. Chief Emeka didn't hesitate. He promised to fund her education completely. From that day forward, Nenna wasn't just the maid. She was their savior. Adaora and Chinedu treated her with newfound respect. Madame Chika, humbled beyond words, apologized in tears. The family learned that true wealth isn't measured in money or status, but in integrity and compassion. And the quiet maid they once laughed at became the reason their legacy survived. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more just like it. What would you have done in Amara's position? Let us know in the comments below.